Bleach Recap Part 2. The more you watch anime, the more you wonder which concept is better. Having types of enemies with different abilities like poison, be a stand, or have an enemy with poison abilities but a sword. Just a passing thought. So subscribe, it helps me 1,000,000%. Now we continue to see that Ichigo is living a normal life after the whole entire tragedy with Aizen and him being Aizen, until we meet a guy who has by far one of the coolest theme songs I've ever seen. And then we come to learn his name is Shinji. Not that Shinji. Not that Shinji. Now realizing there's a lot of anime characters named Shinji. Well, this Shinji is a Pfizer, a soul reaper who can get the power of a hollow by donning a hollow mask. And normally if you have a hollow mask, you turn to a hollow, but Pfizers are trained enough to control their hollow self and only use the hollow power as basically power up. Unlike our main character, who basically has no control over his hollow power, and Shinji offers to help Ichigo control his hollow power. But Ichigo says nope and moves on. Until two Arrancars appear in the world of living. An Arrancar is a reverse of a Pfizer. A Pfizer is a soul reaper with hollow powers, but a Arrancar is a hollow with soul reaper powers. And two of them show up named Yami and Uraraka. What the hell? And Ukiura, and they are hungry, eating human souls like it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, until side character number 1 and side character number 2 arrive to stop them. But we all know how this went. Now with the MC here, let's see what happens. Wait, what? Wait, what? Before Ichigo could take a proper L, Yoruichi and Kisuke show up to make the save. Help! And instead of meddling with Yoruichi, Kisuke, and Ichigo, the Arrancars say, we're gonna dip, because our question has been answered. Specifically, is Ichigo a threat? And based off what they saw, Ichigo was no threat to them. And then they did. Now with Ichigo's pride shattered, his mind begins to remember what Shinji offered. And while he's remembering the interaction he had with Shinji, a little bit after, we see something that kind of explains why Renji took an L back when he first fought Ichigo. So it turns out, when a soul reaper enters the world of living, they have a limiter. So they cannot use their full power while in the world of living. Because if they do, that could disrupt everything. And once these limiters are taken off, then they can go ham. So that's a little bit of a fun detail I thought I should mention. Back to the plot. Now this part of the plot is so similar to the first part. Hear me out. An Arrancar named Grimmjow comes in, fights Ichigo, and then Ichigo takes an L. Not as bad as when he fought Ukiura and Yami, but it wasn't really a even battle, you know, until he pulled out the hollow mask. Which, speaking of, this part Ichigo has mastered the hollow mask because he did go to Shinji and did get help to control his hollow mask, not perfectly, but enough to sustain it for at least a couple of seconds. Then immediately after that, Ichigo's girl gets captured, aka Orihime, very similar to how Rukia got captured. And Orihime is sent to Wakamondo. Rukia was sent to the Soul Society. Ichigo gets a team to go save Orihime. Ichigo gets a team to go save Rukia. They get there, they have to fight bosses. The only difference I say is, with the Soul Society arc, the villains he was kind of fighting, I actually enjoyed them. These new villains, I don't enjoy them. And in both arcs, Ichigo takes a massive L. With the Soul Society, he took a massive L, or I guess even with Kenpachi. In this arc, he just straight up died to Ukiura. In the Soul Society, Yoruichi was able to come and heal his wounds. But in this one, Grimmjow rescues Orihime just so Orihime can heal Ichigo before he dies permanently. And of course, Grimmjow does this solely because he wants a rematch for what happened in the world of living. I remember back in the Soul Society, once Ichigo is fully rested and also goes a little bit of training with Yoruichi, gets a rematch with someone who also beat him in the world of living, aka Byakuya. Now of course the major difference between those fights are, with Byakuya, kind of the main reason he won is because the hollow form of him took over and gave him a little bit of an edge by cutting down Byakuya and then making it easier to win. But in this fight, kind of the X factor here is Orihime saying don't die. Then Ichigo goes from 0 to 100 and then straight up dices this man. And then immediately after that, something again similar happens. Ukiura is now the Aizen. Aizen shows up at the end of Soul Reaper, menacing as hell, and Ichigo challenges him, and then loses. With Ukiura, Ichigo is pissed at him, not for the same reason that he was pissed at Aizen. Ukiura was the one who kidnapped Orihime. Ichigo thinks he can throw hands with him, so Ichigo does. And then takes a massive L when Ukiura comes out with a brand new form, but now he is the major difference. Instead of the rage moment happening when he was fighting Grimmjow, the rage moment happened in this fight. And Ichigo, when he is on demon time, he is on demon time. This was pure annihilation. And it looks stunning. And at that point, that's where I say the arc similarities are kind of over. And then we continue to our next phase of the story, the final phase. So thank you for watching, see you next week, and you guys stay safe and peace. the only character you're gonna need to know or care about. He's in high school and can see spirits. And out of nowhere, a